Welcome back to the False Prophet channel. This is Brother Jacob, and this is the False Prophet channel where we get Islam exposed and the Prophet of Islam exposed on a regular basis. I wish I could say daily basis, but I don't upload every day. So to keep it 100, I say that we expose Islam and the Prophet of Islam on a regular basis. In today's show, we have something very special to show you. We're going to show you where a female Muslim by the name of Katarina, how she deceptively diverts a question that I asked her. So you will see the undeniable firsthand evidence of how these Muslims operate. They are deceivers, they are liars, and in fact, they are actually told that they can tell lies. So it doesn't surprise me that she would be deceptive in answering her question. And we're going to show you all of that. So, yes, and I was on the show today, the Kenny Bomer show today. And it was in response to the last video I did exposing his panel for being pedophile supporters, and I do not take back my words because everything that I said, I meant it. I don't say anything on this channel that I can't back up with the proper evidence using Islamic sources. We don't make up things. We don't tell lies like Kenny Bomer and the rest of his panel. We don't have to lie like the Muslims lie. We don't have to cover up anything. We don't have to hide scriptures and verses and say things like, that's not authentic and that's authentic and some scholars agree on this and some scholars don't. We don't have to pick and choose and play those games like Kenny Bomer and the rest of his lying, demonic Muslim panel have to do. We don't have to play those games because we have the truth. We are not followers of a pedophile like Muhammad. So without further ado, we're about to show you where I came onto the Kenny Bomer platform, and we will just skip to the good parts to get these Muslims exposed once again. So here we go.
Inshallah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to be patient. Okay? So we have a character coming on. And away we go.
Hey, Calvert. What about the hadith about Aisha fattening up her daughter and sending her off to Muhammad when she was 6? And I can post it and I can read it live. She fattened up her daughter. She fed her to make her plump. And at the end of the hadith, it said her mom fattened her up till she became the best kind of plump. And she sent her off to Muhammad, the pedophile, because Arab men, they fetishize fat women. And even today in Muslim countries, they got fat houses where they sit and they feed women till they get fat. And it's on YouTube, so I'm not making it up. And I can read the hadith. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna text you the hadith in the backstage. So what you think about that, Katarina? Aisha's mother feeding her so she can get fat, so she could send her off to Muhammad. What you think about that? What you think about that? What you think about that?
What do you think about it?
It's sick. That's what I think about it.
You think so?
It's sick.
No one cares.
It's sick.
Why do you think?
Go ahead and defend it. Go ahead and defend it so the whole world can see it.
Why do you think
Go ahead and defend it. You're not.
Tell us
No
why
one cares. No one cares.
Go ahead and defend it. Pedophile, pervert.
You know why?
Pervert.
Keep going,
I
Jake.
can't defend it.
Now you hear these Muslims? Did you see the 99-year-old man named Sanford Paz? I was telling him about a hadith, and we're going to show you that hadith, where Aisha's mother was fattening up her daughter. And we already did a video on this. We talked about this in the last video. And in this hadith, it speaks about Aisha's mother feeding her until she became fat, to the point at the end of the hadith, it says, until she became the best kind of plump. So basically, she was fattening up her daughter to send her away to Muhammad because Arab men, they had a thing for fat women. So this Sanford Pass pervert, the same one who was blowing kisses at that little girl in the last video that we showed you. Now, I want to ask you all something. How would you feel if some strange man who didn't know your daughter was just blowing kisses at your daughter like that? If I had a daughter and that happened to me, I would be highly offended. Okay? So this pervert, as you see, he was trying to defend the perversion in the hadith, asking me, what did I think about it? What do I feel about it? As if it was nothing wrong with the hadith. And then you see the other pervert with the glasses, the one at the bottom right-hand corner. He goes by the name of Beholder Guard Abu Hurairah, whatever his name is. He's trying to be like Abu Hurairah, the other pervert Muslim that's, glorified in Islam, whatever. They all demons and on their way to hell. But anyway, he was like, nobody cares. Nobody cares to listen. Nobody cares what you're talking about. So this just showing you that this religion, it disregards the value of children. Here I am reading a very vile hadith speaking about the sexual exploitation of a child. And this man is saying nobody cares. But you know what? I'm happy he said that. Because the Bible says, from the heart, the mouth speaketh. So he wasn't playing when he said that. He doesn't care because in his religion, they have to follow everything that Muhammad did and said.
You
I'm gonna wait.
and don't it say that you're not supposed to overeat in Islam?
Please stop. Thank you.
As you see, that was Kenny with his shenanigans again, playing with his little toys. You see, they can play with little toys and things, but they can't answer your questions. This is how you know that you are dealing with liars. And when you look at that Katarina woman, you can tell that she's an evil, wicked person. You can even tell by the way she speaks. She's an evil, wicked person. That little head wrap thing wrapped around her head, that don't mean anything. Because the very fact you can join a religion and you already know what it says about marrying little girls, and you got a daughter yourself, but you would still join a religion like that. So that little head wrap is just covering up the evil that's inside of your head. Because for you to join an evil religion like that, it says everything about you.
Kenny, could you mute him for a second? No one cares what you think.
I'm gonna wait.
No one cares what you think because number one, you're a liar. Number two, you are a hypocrite. And
he said, no one cares what I think because I'm a liar and I'm a hypocrite. But everything that I have said to them has been straight from their hadith. We come straight from the Quran and we come straight from the mouth of their prophet. So he can't say I'm a hypocrite and I'm a liar. And he's saying that nobody cares, but that's not true. We care. I care. You may not care about children being molested and children being sex trafficked all around the world. He's admitting he doesn't care. You may not care about those things, but there are people that's left on this planet who do not support pedophilia, who do not support child sex exploitation, who do not support mothers feeding their daughters till they get fat so they can send them away to some 54-year-old pervert like Muhammad. You may not care, but we care. So he's just incriminating himself. So the more he speaks, the more he hangs himself.
this is how I'm going to treat people like you, and I don't care. Okay, this is what you deserve. This is what people like you deserve. And on the only
blah blah blah. Now let's fast forward to. I asked Katarina a question. So let's fast forward to the question I asked her. It's at the 1:14 mark. So let's do that right now. They don't know who they messing with.
All right. Okay, so Sister Katerina, you want to talk to this rascal?
Ah,
I'm going to ask him if he has something he wants to say to me,
Okay.
specifically me.
Okay.
Yes, Katerina, I got something to say to you. Since you agree that it's okay to marry 6-year-old kids, would you allow Kenny to marry your little daughter at the age she is now, since it's permitted in your religion?
So that's not permitted in our religion to have sexual intercourse with children.
You see how she did that? You see how she skipped over what I said? I didn't say anything about having sexual intercourse with children. She had to do that, and you saw her, she paused for a second, and she thought about it. She was like, he got me right here. You see how she said, I asked her specifically, I asked her a question. So let's break it down to everybody that's listening. In Islam, some people may not know, in Islam, Muhammad married a 6-year-old girl by the name of Aisha. So in the Islamic religion, there is no such thing as pedophilia, because according to them, everything that Muhammad did was the best example of a human being. So that's why I asked her a question, not according to the American laws that we live by, but according to Islamic laws and lifestyle. I asked her, would she deem it okay to give her child away in marriage to Kenny? It was just a hypothetical question. And did you see what she said? Let's rewind back to show you how she turned it from me asking about marriage to me saying something about sexual intercourse, because she is a deceiver and she is a liar, and everybody saw that. So let's rewind it back again.
All right. Okay, so Sister Katerina, you want to talk to this rascal?
ah,
I'm going to ask him if he has something he wants to say to me,
Okay.
specifically me.
Okay.
Yes, Katerina, I got something to say to you. Since you agree that it's okay to marry 6-year-old kids, would you allow Kenny to marry your little daughter at the age she is now, since it's permitted in your religion?
So that's not permitted in our religion to have sexual intercourse with children.
Did I say anything about having sexual intercourse with children? I asked her, would she allow Kenny to marry? She didn't want to answer it because she knows that if she said no to that question, then she would be basically admitting that Muhammad was wrong and a pedophile for marrying a 6-year-old. That's why she couldn't say no. So that's why she switched it to we don't allow sexual intercourse with a child. That's not what I asked her. I asked her about the marriage, and she diverted from the question because she knows that if she would have said yes, it would have made her look like a slimy person. That's why she didn't want to answer the question straight up, because she is a liar, and she follows the father of lies that the Bible calls Satan. That's why she did what she did, because in her mind, she's trying to appease the people who will listen. But at the same time, she's trying to hold on to what Muhammad did, but not actually coming out and saying it. So she's trying to appease the Western audience by not directly answering the question. And this is how they play taqiyya. This is what we speak about when we tell you about taqiyya. She can't say, yes, I would let Kenny, because the Prophet Muhammad married a 6-year-old Aisha, so therefore it's okay for me to do it. That's why she had to divert from the question. It's as simple as that.
First of all. Second of all, hold on.
So
I'm
when
gonna ask.
Muhammad had sex with Aisha,
No, he didn't.
yeah,
That didn't
Not
happen.
6 was old.
And as you hear, Kenny said, I said, did Muhammad have sex with Aisha? Kenny said, no, he didn't. But we're going to get Kenny busted because we got the hadiths to prove that Muhammad has sex with Aisha, a underage child. Muhammad, we're going to show you the hadiths. And this is like, I don't even see why they are still trying to deny this. The Muslim scholar Yazir Qadri, however you pronounce his name, he has a video on YouTube where he is actually saying to Muslims to stop lying about Aisha marrying Muhammad at age 6 and him consummating the marriage with her at age 9. He said it himself. He said, when you do that, it's like you're trying to hide something. And he said, as Muslims, we don't have anything to hide because we have the truth. But as you see, Kenny and this woman, Katerina, they trying to, dismiss certain things because they don't want you to know the truth about Islam. So that is what you call deception and taqiyya. And as you see, Kenny said, no, he didn't, but we're going to show you all of the evidence and these hadiths by the end of this video.
I challenge you to show me where the hadith says that he actually had sex with her. He was 6 or 9 or 7 or whatever.
You heard what he just said? He said, did you see the guy on the bottom right-hand corner with the mouthpiece? He said, he want me to show where it says Muhammad has sex with Aisha at 6, how he said 6, 7, or 9, something like that. And we're going to show you. Don't even worry. We're going to show you. And when we show you, we're going to show you for the liar that you are. You already know the hadith. So for him to sit and play this game, I would say it's beyond me, but it's not beyond me. I understand why they do it because they know that the religion is evil. These people are demonically possessed. I want y'all to ask yourself this question. Everybody that's listening, the non-Muslims, if somebody came to you and they handed you a pamphlet and it was a religion, let's say you never heard of Islam before, and then they open up the pamphlet and they start telling you about the founder of the religion. And let's just say the first thing they tell you is the founder of my religion was named Muhammad. And he married a 6-year-old girl. And he had sex with her when she was 9 years old. And he was 54 years old. What would you do when you heard that information? Would you tell that person, would you continue to entertain that person? Or would you tell them to get the hell out of your face? What would you tell them to do? I want y'all to think about that. Now, with that scenario before you, I want you to think about everybody that's on Kenny's panel. And I want you to do some real, honest, deep, contemplating. What other perception could you come up with people like this who know what this man did, but yet they will still follow this man? That's deep, right? So that's the type of people you are dealing with. They follow a pedophile who wasn't even ashamed to say he was a pedophile. That's what's so upsetting about it. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, we are living in the last days and time. And the Bible spoke about this when false prophets would come up with false teachings. This is hellish, man. Once you start getting in the position when you are messing around with children, that's on a whole nother level, man. And this is what this religion promotes.
Just cut him off, Kenny.
Okay,
Boom.
I want to address this guy. I want to address this guy because he's picking on my little girl. I'm gonna.
Now at this portion of the video, she's going to start playing to the emotions of people. She's talking about, I was picking on her little girl. If you look at the last video that I posted, I was not picking on her little girl. I don't even know her daughter's name. In fact, I don't even know if that's her real daughter or not. Because since Muslims can lie to non-Muslims, we don't know what's coming out of their mouth, whether it's true or not. Because they can clearly lie, as it says in the hadith. I mean, so we don't even know we don't even know what to believe. But anyway, supposedly she's saying that I'm picking on her little daughter or whatnot. And when you go back and watch the video that I posted, I didn't say anything about her daughter. In fact, I was actually on the defense of her daughter. I was talking about the people on Kenny's channel, the perverts, like Sanford, the 99-year-old man who was blowing kisses, which was very obscene. And, why would any man do that? Like, if I was on a live stream and somebody's daughter came on a live stream, the most I would do is just wave. But going, over bounds and blowing kisses and all of that, that's totally obscene. It's uncalled for. And it just don't look right. He looked like a little pervert doing that. And anyway, my reason for uploading the video was to show the I don't even know the word to use, the disgusting teachings of Islam, like promoting child sex and child marriage. That's what the whole conversation of the video was about. It's not about her daughter like she was trying to say, as you're going to see. I'm not going to stop it no more. I'm gonna just play what she's about to say and give my commentary.
I'm going to say something.
He's lucky. He's lucky. I don't live in the United States. He's lucky. He's lucky. I will find his IP address and I will locate him, and he's in deep trouble if I ever come to the United States. You hear that? You hear that? You hate Bomer? Patient with what, ya ammi? Patient with what?
Just be patient.
With the shaitan? قولي له عن قصة أختك الكلب.
Did y'all hear that? Now this guy, he's in Greece, and you know what? We're going to make sure that this dude on Kenny Bomer's channel, this terrorist, he goes by the name of Beholder Guard Abu Hurara. We're going to make sure this terrorist never steps foot on the United States property, because he has threatened me. He said that he's going to get my IP address, and when he comes to the United States, he's going to find me, and he's going to do something to me. You heard what he said. So this shows you that this Islam is nothing but Sharia law, and they are trying to take over YouTube. It's like anything that you say that gets their prophet busted, they'll say you are an Islamophobe. You are preaching hate, even when you show the evidence. So what we are up against haters in the United States. It's like this. The Muslims are losers. They lost the battle to the Crusaders. That's why they're not in power right now. The Bible says that if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And that's exactly what happened to them. Muhammad and his armies, they were conquesting and taking over Christian lands. They was living by the sword, and just like the Bible said, what happened to them? When the Crusaders mounted up and started defending themselves, when the Christians started to defend themselves using the sword, guess what happened to Muhammad and his men? They died by the sword, just like the Bible says. It says if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. So now what you are seeing is the aftermath, the resurgence of those evil spirits still trying to peep their head up out of the darkness and still trying to act like they have some power. But guess what, Kenny? Guess what? Everybody on your panel, you don't have power. Islam is finished. It is done. You don't have the military might. You don't have an air force. You don't have the Navy. In fact, I can do a whole video on that. You don't have the technology. You are using the Western YouTube to get your message across. You using the Western satellites to have Muslim telecasts. Muslims don't put no satellites out in space. They don't have no technology. So everything about Islam, it's a piggyback religion. It's nothing original about this religion. Even the Quran itself, it uses stories and it uses characters and people and places from books that came before it. All it is a plagiarizing religion. Muhammad was nothing but a plagiarizer, a pedophile, a murderer, a thief, just like everybody on this panel. And everybody saw this man threatening me. As a matter of fact, we're going to rewind it back and play it again. Everybody going to see this. And I want everybody to see this. We're going to turn this man in to the FBI because this is a terrorist making a threat live on the internet to a Christian apologist just because I'm using my freedom of speech. And this man, he lives in Greece, and we're going to make sure that this man is never going to enter the United States. And we're going to report Kenny Bomer because you're going to see why by the end of this video, why I'm saying all of this. Let's rewind back to the part where this man threatens me. They messing with the right one right now.
This guy, because he's picking on my little girl.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something.
Tell
He's
it.
lucky.
Tell it. Tell
He's
it.
lucky. I don't live in the United States. He's lucky. He's
Tell
lucky.
it.
I will find his IP address and I will locate him, and he's in deep trouble if I ever come to the United States. You hear that? You hear that? You hate Muhammad? Patience with what, Yahweh? Patience with what?
Just be
With
patient.
the shaitan? What are you like?
So you hear Kenny was telling him to be patient. And then he gets upset with Kenny and say, patient with what? This shaitan? Calling me a shaitan, but he's the one threatening me. You know why he had to threaten me? Because you know why? Because I got under his skin. Ever since I've been coming on that show, I've been getting under their skin. Because everything that I say is not me saying it. I'm using the hadith, the Quran. Everything I say is coming from Muslim sources. So when I come on their panel, they have to do things like we saw Katarina do. I'll ask them a question and they'll have to divert because they know. See, this is how the devil does. When he's confronted with somebody like myself who knows, he gets mad. He gets upset. Then he want to resort to violence. A person who has to resort to violence, that means they reach the barrier of their intellectual capabilities, and the next step is violence. Just like Muhammad. Now you're seeing the real Islam coming out. Now he's resorting to violence. But everybody saw this, and we glad that it's recorded because we will report you to the FBI. And we will report Kenny to the FBI as well because his panel is an outlet for a terrorist like this guy that lives in Greece. So Kenny is being a conduit for an international terrorist on his panel.
So listen, dude. First of all, your IP addresses can be traced. That's number one.
You see how they keep talking about my IP address? What does my IP address have to do with anything? If anybody saw the last video that I did, you would see that at the end of the title, I even have Save Our Children. Nothing I said in that video was directed to her daughter. Everything I said in that video was talking about the pervert pedophile who she follows. This woman is a hypocrite. Look at her face. That's the face of a demonic individual. She's talking about her little girl, her little daughter, but then she'll turn right around and say that Aisha was a grown woman. She's a hypocrite. They talk with a forked tongue. They got double speech. Hypocrites.
Second of all, when you take a child's photo and put it on the internet without explicit permission from their parents, that's a crime. All right. And then making like.
She's talking about if I take a child's photo, first of all, it's not a photo, stupid. It's a video. Second of all, you can show a YouTube video And you can use the content when you are making an example and when you are doing like a documentary. That's all I was doing. Kenny Bomer is the one who videotaped the girl. And the video, it doesn't just have the girl in it by herself. It has everybody on the panel. So I'm not even singling out the girl in the video. The subject matter of the video is about something that you support in your religion, which is pedophilia. And I showed the scriptures, so you are being a hypocrite. I showed the hadith. I showed everything your prophet said. I talk about what he did when he married that 6-year-old girl. Or did he marry a 6-year-old girl? That's the question we have for you. And they can't answer that question because they stuck in a box. Because in order for them to try to propagate Muhammad as this holy person, they have to say, Aisha was 6, but she was a grown woman. Please.
Pedophilia claims and things like that, that's against the law. All right. And then why would you want to do that? You yourself picking on a little girl. That's like some very...
She's a liar. Bald-faced liar. Nobody is picking on that little girl in that video. And it's funny that she keeps saying a little girl, but if you ask her, was Aisha a little girl? She will say no. Aisha was 6. She says the little girl in the video was 6, but she says the little girl that's 6 in the video is a little girl. But when it's about Aisha, they say at 6, Aisha was a grown woman. Look at these people, man. These people need to be kicked out of our country, man. They need to be kicked out of our country. They shouldn't even be allowed on YouTube. This is like open pedophile supporters, man. This is disgraceful, man. It's 2020 and you still got people like this promoting something from the 7th century, from a filthy man. Muhammad is filth. A dog.
Unmanly stuff that you're doing. You're a grown man picking on a small child. She's in kindergarten. She is in kindergarten. And that's very, very bizarre to me that
So she's saying it's very bizarre that a grown man like myself would be defending a child against a sex cult like Islam, where it's permitted for people, grown men like Kenny, to marry the girl who she is speaking about. She's saying, why would I be picking on a little girl when I'm not even picking on the girl? I'm actually defending all girls her age. So she's saying that why would a grown man pick on a little girl? But she needs to be asking the question of why would a grown man like Muhammad be desiring to marry a little girl at 6 years old? Like, she's making a fool of herself, man. If that's not hypocrisy, then what is hypocrisy? She's making a complete fool of herself. Just imagine if the president of the United States, Donald Trump, let's just say if he was running for the president, right? And it came out that Donald Trump had sexual relations with a 6-year-old girl. Everybody would be talking about it. Nobody would let him live it down. So why, when it comes to Muhammad, the Muslims give him a special explanation or some kind of excuse? It wasn't a mistake that Muhammad married Aisha. He purposefully did it. It's also another hadith where he was looking at a 2-year-old girl, an infant, even younger than 2. It was an infant baby, and he said that if she grows up, he's going to marry that girl. What kind of man? That's what she need to be asking. What kind of man looks at an infant child and is thinking about marriage? That's what she needs to be asking.
Own man would pick on a little girl. That's very strange. That is very, very, very strange. So And this is live right now. So I'm going to say it one time. I'm not bothering you. I haven't even been rude to you ever. I've never been rude to you. I'm the parent of her. I'm her legal guardian. And I'm going to say one time for you to remove her image, which is my material. I'm her legal guardian. She is my biological child. I'm going to tell you one time to remove her material from your channel. Otherwise, if you don't, I'm going to have your channel removed from YouTube, period. I don't care what you say about Islam. You can say whatever you want about Islam. You can do whatever you want. That doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter what you say about Islam because, God can take care of you however he wants. That doesn't matter to me. I'm not afraid of you. Nothing's going to happen to me. Nothing's going to happen to my kids because of you. But their images belong to me. We all belong to God, but their images belong to me because I take care of them here on this earth. So you can remove it the easy way or you can do it the really hard way. And however you want to do it depends on you. They can find your IP address and I can take legal action, or you can simply just remove it. So, but I mean, your dignity as a man should probably come first, and you should probably not pick on a little girl. That's probably the best way.
So she said, she's asking me one time, and I'm gonna tell you one time, I'm not removing the video from my channel because the video has nothing to do with me taking a photo of your daughter. My video is a screen recording that your daughter happens to be in. And I have the right to record things and put it on my channel. I'm not saying anything out the way about your daughter. In fact, I am defending your daughter on the video and all children. So you can do whatever you have to do. I don't care who sees it. And YouTube will do whatever they do. It doesn't matter to me. Now, you talking about dignity and morality of a man, but what about Muhammad? Let's bring it back to Muhammad. What about the dignity of Muhammad marrying a 6-year-old girl, having sex with a 9-year-old girl? What about that? There's no way out of it. So if you want to talk about dignity, let's talk about your pedophile prophet, since you want to talk about dignity. So everybody sees how you are being a hypocrite. You basically putting your foot in your mouth because everybody is seeing how in real life you don't believe Islam. Because in real life, you know that a 6-year-old is a child. But when you play Muslim and you put a little head wrap on your head, then you make the argument that Aisha was not a little girl. So which one is it? Can you tell us whether Aisha was a little girl or not? Why beat around the bush? Be straightforward. Why you gotta hide something? Tell us like it is. Be real about it. I'm being real, but you can't be real because you are a liar.
Whether you're a Christian, whether you don't believe in God, whether you don't believe in anything, you should probably have your human dignity first and not pick on a child.
Did Muhammad have any human dignity when he was laying up in the bed with a 9-year-old girl, 6-year-old girl? Did he have any human dignity when he had Aisha scraping the dried up semen off of his clothes? Did he have any human dignity when he was doing that? Did he have any human dignity when he was talking about that infant, talking about if she grows up, I'll marry her? Did he have any human dignity then?
It doesn't matter what kind of child. It doesn't matter who that child's parent is. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be moving your lips because I can't hear you. No one can hear you. And it doesn't matter.
I bet it matters now. I bet you they hearing me now. I bet you they hearing me now. Everybody is hearing me now, and everybody sees how you are making a fool and a hypocrite out of yourself. So everybody sees me now. Everybody hears me now. Of course, on Kenny's show, he gonna mute me because he don't want me to say stuff like this. It's too embarrassing. How could he defend against what I'm saying? He can't. Only thing he can do is hit the mute button. But they can hear me now.
You need to be hearing me. So, again, everyone's watching. This is live, and whatever videos you make in response to me, Kenny, bully me all you want, but you can't take my child or anyone's child. Any child is not your property. Any child is not your target.
The reason why what she's saying, it doesn't make sense. Even if she was trying to build a case, it doesn't make sense because her child, she's the one who brought her child onto an adult panel. And on that panel, it was other adults. It's not like I took a video image of her child by herself. That's what she's making it seem like. No, that's not the case. So what she's trying to do, she's trying to get away from what the subject matter of the video was about. This is how they try to play on your emotions. She's trying, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a feminist or anything, but sometimes that's just what women do. Women will play that damsel in distress thing. They'll play that damsel in distress role when they want to have their way. Because right now, she's not even talking about Islam. She's, like she said, I don't care about what you say about Islam. She's throwing that out because she knows that she don't have an argument about the religion aspect of everything. So now what she's doing, she's falling back on her being a woman and trying to convince people that I'm some bad guy and lying as if I went and searched for a video of her daughter and put it up on my channel. No, that's not the case. So what she is doing is very deceptive and snake-like. Adults are on that video. It's not just your daughter. And also, you are on the video of your daughter. You are her legal guardian. So me showing you in conjunction with your daughter on a video, in conjunction with other adults on a panel, there's nothing wrong with that. So your little sob story, whatever you're trying to play to win the audience over, is not working. You are busted, and you just have to admit that you follow a pedophile. And that's why when I asked you that question, you diverted and tried to switch it to something else, and everybody saw it. So you can't deny it. And Kenny can't save you this time because this is on my channel right here. Kenny can't save you. Kenny can't hit the mute button. Everybody sees it. And everybody who comments on my videos, they're going to be laughing at you. And they're going to be posting hadiths like they always do. And they're going to be talking about how you are a hypocrite and making a mockery of yourself.
You can bully adults all you want. I don't recommend it. But if you're a bully, then that's what your game is. So, I mean...
She's talking about being a bully, okay? We're about to get her busted again. A bully would be your Allah, who said that it's okay for men to beat their wives. And why did he say that? Because men are physically stronger than women. That's why he said to the men, you can beat your wives, you can confine them to their rooms. But did he say the same thing? Did Allah say the same thing to women? No, he didn't. You know why? Because women are not physically as strong as men. So your very God, he authorized men to be able to bully women. He said that they can beat their wives. Even though your translators, like always, they try to play around with the translation. And then they insert in the Quran. They corrupt their Quran. They put in the Quran in brackets, they say lightly. When the word lightly is not even in the Arabic. But this is what they do because they are liars and deceivers just like this woman. Just like this woman. They are liars and deceivers. So if you want to talk about bullying, then what about your Allah giving husbands the permission to bully their wives? And the only reason why he gives them that permission because men are physically stronger than women. Now bully that.
We tried to reach out. I mean, you can, that's really all I have to say. I mean,
Okay, so let me further expound on that, because for anyone wondering why we brought this moron on again today, we did so because we let him incriminate himself even further. We knew exactly what he was.
Incriminate. So according to Kenny, this was a setup. I incriminated myself. I don't see what crime I did. They never said what crime I did. I never said anything about the daughter, the alleged daughter of this woman, Katerina. I never said anything about her daughter. So what are they talking about? Me incriminating myself. So then, to cut it short, I'm not gonna keep playing this video. To make a long story short, Kenny, he started admonishing his subscribers to come to my channel to flag my videos, because right now I'm under their threat because of the video, but really it's not the video. What it really is this right here. Kenny has been embarrassed by me time and time again. So this is the perfect opportunity for him to try to get rid of the problem of Brother Jacob. So this is his little cheap response. He's trying to use this to divert from the sources that I bring and the arguments that I bring against his prophet. So what he's trying to do is get my channel removed from YouTube. And let's just say my channel do get removed from YouTube. So what? My channel is a new channel anyway. I don't even have that many subscribers. It would be nothing for me to just build a new channel, and I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. So you're gonna have to keep telling your Muslim guests to flag Brother Jacob videos. They do Christian Prince the same way. Notice who the cowards are. You don't have Christians going out flagging Muslim videos. We don't do that. I mean, that's childish, but they have to do that because Islam is bankrupt. They don't have nothing in the bank for us. When they go to the bank and try to pull something out, some evidence out against us, they have no money to draft. They have nothing to come up against us with. So that's why they are having to resort to the infidels. But we got something for them. By Kenny saying this and by this lady saying this, guess what? They just left Islam. And we about to show you right now. So we done with them, but we about to show you the hadiths, and we about to get them busted. So we about to show you. Let's go to Surah 551. Let's show you what it says. Let's go to Surah 551. We're about to get them busted. We got their number. We got their number, man. They can't mess with us. All right, let's read it. Let's read it. All right, we're gonna read let's read the Yusuf Ali translation. It's Surah 551. Yusuf Ali. O ye who believe, take not the Jews and the Christians for your friends and protectors. They are but friends and protectors to each other. And he amongst you that turns to them for friendship is of them. Verily Allah guideth not a people unjust. So as you see, what Kenny is doing, and let's look at the Mosin Khan translation. O you who believe, take not the Jews and the Christians as aliyah, which means friends, protectors, helpers, etc. They are but aliyah to one another. And if any amongst you takes them as aliyah, then surely he is one of them. Verily, Allah guides not those people who are the zalimun, polytheists, and wrongdoers and unjust. So as you see, by Kenny telling his subscribers to report me to YouTube, what he is doing is going against the Quran, because it's saying, and she was saying in the video that she was going to take legal action. But what did the Quran say? It says, do not take the Christians and Jews as helpers, protectors, because they are friends to each other. And anybody who does that, according to Allah, the God that they worship, he says that you are one of them. So Kenny, by him reporting me and seeking out the protection and the help from YouTube and the authorities and not Allah, that means he is seeking refuge in the infidels. So he is stepping outside of Islam and going to seek help to the people who are non-Muslim. So as you see, in order for them to report me and take legal action, they can do whatever they want to do. I'm not afraid. But I'm just saying they are going outside of the bounds of Islam, and they are leaving Islam to try to get me, because they know they God have no power. So therefore they have to go to the infidels to try to get some type of retribution or whatever they think they're getting from Brother Jacob. Now, as promised, because this video is getting kind of long, let's show you the hadith. Since that man said show where Aisha had sex with Muhammad, we're going to show you. It's not, I mean, it's easy. It's easy. He said, show me. Remember he said that? He said, show us where did Aisha have sex with Muhammad at age 7, 8, at 6, 8, or 9. That's what he said. So we about to show and prove. What does the even the hadith chapter heading says? Look what it says. A man marrying off his young daughter. And his grade Sahih. So they can't say, oh, that's not authentic. They can't even use that excuse. It was narrated from Aisha that the messenger of Allah married her when she was 6 years old and consummated the marriage with her when she was 9. Consummated mean he actually had sex with her at age 9, but he was already fondling her, taking baths with her before age 9. And it's a practice in Islam which is called thaying, which means a Muslim man, when a young girl is not ready for vaginal penetration, he's permitted to like rub his penis in between the thighs of the young girl until he ejaculates, instead of going actually inside of her. And for those who don't believe me, you can look it up. And if anybody out there know what I'm talking about, you can post it in the comment section below. I could do that myself, but I'll do that in another video. If they try to deny it, I got the evidence and I'll bust them on it, because thaying is something that is permissible in Islam. So as you see, to get that man busted, the one who made that terrorist attack, here it goes. It was narrated from Aisha, and this is Aisha herself saying this, that the messenger of Allah married her when she was 6 years old and consummated the marriage with her when she was only 9. And if they try to say that she reached the age of puberty, we about to get them busted on that as well. Let's show you. See, Brother Jacob comes prepared. I don't come to a battle without being prepared. Let's show you. This is a post from questioningislam.blogspot.com. Had Aisha reached puberty at age 9 when Muhammad in his 50s consummated the marriage with her? The answer is no. And how do we know that she hadn't reached puberty? Here's the evidence. It says, consider Sahih Muslim a canonical hadith collection. This is from Sahih Muslim. And we're going to read. This is book 8, number 3311. And it says, Aisha, Allah be pleased with her, reported that Allah's apostle, blah, 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 married her when she was 7 years old, and she was taken to his house as a bride when she was 9, and her dolls were with her. And when he, the unholy prophet, died, she was 18 years old. In the next hadith, we learn that playing with dolls is only permitted for prepubescent children. So this proves that Aisha had not reached puberty yet because she was permitted to play with dolls. So we're about to read another hadith. This is volume 8, book 73, number 151. And this is narrated Aisha. I used to play with the dolls in the presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's apostle used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves, just like little girls do. Like, you know how when adults come in the room, little kids, you know, they go hide. They was probably sensing the pedophile spirit from Muhammad. And my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's apostle used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves. But the Prophet would call them to join and play with me, you know, because he would get off on it. You know, he was a pedophile. Okay? But the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. The playing with the dolls and similar images is forbidden. Excuse me. But it was allowed for Aisha at that time, as she was a little girl, not yet reached, losing my voice. The playing with the dolls and similar images is forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at that time, as she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. Okay? And they got in here, they said, note, the parenthetical statement is not mine. It's in the source Sahih al-Bukhari online. So as you see, this proves that the hadiths that I just read you proves that Aisha was not an adult because she was permitted to play with the little dolls. Therefore, according to Islam, she had not reached puberty yet, because only little girls are permitted to play with the dolls. And as the hadith said, she was 9 years old when she was playing with those dolls. And what did the other hadith say that we read? It said that Muhammad consummated the marriage with her at 9. Now, we only saying that because they try to say, oh, she reached puberty. Even if she did reach puberty at 9, that still doesn't make it right for a 54-year-old man to be having sex with a 9-year-old girl. That's just obscene. That defies, common sense. Like, even teenage boys, they can have like nocturnal emissions, what we call wet dreams, at age 13 and 14. But does that mean they're ready to take on a family and have the responsibilities of being a father and paying bills? No, that's just the body's process of coming into adulthood. So even if she started a period at 9 or 8, does that mean she's ready to start being the wife of a 54-year-old man with no life experiences? What can an 8-year-old child, if she has a baby at that age, what can she teach a child, a 4-year-old child, and you haven't even had a childhood yourself at 8 years old. So we just, busting all of the little excuses they try to make. We just showed you that at 9, that she hadn't reached puberty yet. She was still playing with dolls. So as you see, anything they try to come with, we can easily swat it down like a bunch of flies, because that's what it is. Everything they believe is stupid. Thinking about flies, their prophet said, if a fly falls into your drink, what you do, you take the fly and you dip it. Because one of the wings, it got the germ on it, and the other wing got the antidote to the germ. So if that's the case, why you got to dip it if, and I'm getting off subject, but just to keep making fun of them, if that's the case, why you got to dip the fly with one of its wings if one of the wing got the antidotes and the other wing got the germ? That means as soon as the fly falls into the soup, wouldn't the one that has the antidote automatically sequester or nullify the germ? So why would you have to go the extra mile to go dip it? What would that do? I mean, it's so stupid, man. Everything they believe in is stupid. Just like Kenny Bomer himself. You know what? He fits Islam because look at his face, man. Look at this guy's face.
He's going to come on and do today. He further incriminated himself. He has slandered.
Look at that guy's face, man. He looked like Homer Simpson. So he looks like the only thing that he thinks about is duh. Like if you could read into Kenny Bomer said, it's probably, you would just see 3 letters, D-U-H, and 3 exclamation points. Duh. He's what you call, you ever had a spray can and you shake it up and you can hear the ball like shaking on the inside? That's what you would hear if you would pick Kenny up and just shake him. You'll hear a little ball like ting, 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 bouncing back and forth on the inside of his skull, man. Because he got the brain the size of a pea. He got a pea-sized brain. And with that, we destroyed them once again. So, and, if they want to try to flag my video, we got proof and evidence that Kenny Bomer had a terrorist that doesn't even live in the United States on his channel. So if they want to flag my video, we will be reporting this person who comes on Kenny Bomer's platform. We will be reporting you to the FBI, and I guarantee you will never get a passport to enter the United States. And with that, we are out. This is Brother Jacob. This is the False Prophet channel, where we get the false prophet of Islam exposed on a regular basis. And until we do it again, God bless each and every one of you. And to the Muslims, it's time for you to leave that garbage, rotten religion behind. Come back home. Jesus Christ still loves you. Only thing you got to do is repent and turn from your evil ways. Brother Jacob doesn't hate you. It sounds harsh, what I say, because the truth hurts. But in reality, I do this channel to lead people to the light. And with that, this is Brother Jacob signing out.